Hey, I'm Chuck Cassidy, and for the last 8 years, I've made a living converting school buses into whatever you can imagine. But today, I'm bringing you something a little different. For the last 10 days, I've been enjoying an artist residency deep in the Central Valley of Italy, and a lovely local person brought by this fantastic 1982 Volkswagen T28 camper for me to enjoy, and well, you know I've got to share it with you. Come on in and let's take a look at this unique beauty. So this van has a really great story. It was originally owned by a couple who they would make a journey from Italy down to Greece every year to go spend the summer at a nudist resort. That's right, and they bought this for that reason and that reason only. And that's why today, as it sits, it only has 82,000 kilometers, which for us, you know, Kings people, is about 47,000 miles. Keep in mind, it's 1982. Unbelievable. The gentleman who owns this, who lent it to me for the week, he is actually just the second owner of this camper van. Now, he's an interesting fella in his own right. He is actually a fashion designer who lives in Milan. And when he picked this van up, he decided to do some really tasteful upgrades and updates to it that, unless you knew the van had been originally made otherwise, feel like the van came this way. And the first and most obvious thing to talk about is the paint color. Now, originally this van was all white. It had some, like, you know, retro style pinstripes on the side. And he took it one step farther and did just one big kind of mustard stripe down the side, and I love it. The last upgrade he did on the exterior is he added this fantastic patio deck, a terrace as he called it, up top. And those are actually teak planks on a custom-made frame that clamps onto the gutters here, so no penetrations in through the roof. And then there's a nice little ladder right here that goes up the side. Now I've got to talk to you about the platform this van was built on. It's a Volkswagen T28 transporter. The 28 designates the length. This is, I believe, the shortest model that Volkswagen made in this time period. And it has an air-cooled diesel engine with a 5-speed transmission. And an interesting thing about that transmission is it actually doesn't have overdrive. Fifth gear is still 1-to-1. But what it does have is the first gear is a really low granny gear. It's not one that you would start out in normal driving, but it's very helpful. And I don't know if you've ever driven a regular old Volkswagen van again or Westfalia, but if you're on the steeps trying to go up a hill and you're starting out, you always kind of wish first gear was a little lower so it was a little easier to start. And because this is a heavier vehicle, Volkswagen spec'd that style transmission, and that's a really handy feature. I've been driving this around the villages around here, and if you're on a hill starting out, it's nice to have that granny gear first available to you. And since this thing only has, you know, 82 or however many thousand kilometers on it, the engine's super tight. I mean, it's like a sewing machine. I will say it's quite underpowered though. And of course, that engine, it lives right here next to you under this doghouse right here. Fantastic. And then everything else is fairly conventional. You've got that stick shift with the dog leg, as they call it, first gear, which is actually down here. If that would focus on it. The camper conversion was done by Nord Camper. It's got this aftermarket radio, cassettes only, awesome. And outside of that, you know, it's just a kind of a plain old looking Volkswagen interior. If you've ever had a Westfalia, it's kind of just like an old camper van, just everything's a little bigger and a little wider. The overall length on this is 17.5 feet, and it's just over 9 feet tall. Huge for European standards. The guy is actually selling it, but not so huge for American standards. Now, one of my hands down favorite features about this rig is if you open the back up, you know, you have on one half like a conventional pass through that goes all the way up to the front. Now, if you open the other side, it's access to the bathroom. And you gotta check out this bathroom. Look at this awesome wallpaper on everything. I mean, the dude knows how to party, clearly. And it's worth mentioning too, this isn't the only way to get into the bathroom. The bathroom still has a normal door on this side so that you can access it from inside the van without having to go around. But you know, when you're doing hashtag van life, it's really great to be able to open the back up and take a shower, you know, overlooking the coast. Am I right? Love that design. Just a lot of fun. It came that way stock. Everything's just better in Europe, huh? All right, climbing up and inside. The space in here is awesome. I'm 6'1". I can stand up easily. I've got, I don't know, maybe 8 inches of headroom, no, 7 inches. And it's just super cozy. It's got this great, almost like tweed or Tolex maybe material on the roof. And then it's been outfitted with nice like suede details. Ooh, isn't that sweet? And then it came with this wonderful white, you know, faux wood veneer everywhere. It's like, it feels very much like a beach house, you know? So of course I gotta show you this. So you step up and in, you know, you're up in this living space and the bed is up here. Now take a look at these tracks. You see the tracks along the side there? So you just grab this, pull the bed back, and boom, and it drops down right into its slot and becomes a massive, I mean, this is quite a large bed. You could probably sleep 3 people in here if you really wanted to have a good time. I love that. And then to get it out of the way, all you do is you come up, lift up on this and push forward and it slides up and out of the way. I love that mechanism. Maybe other people are familiar with that, but I've never seen that before. You take a seat and just check out the greenhouse in here. I mean, the visibility in this main living area is fantastic. And of course, these seats fold down into a bed here, and then the seat across from me and the one I'm sitting on, those also fold down into a bed. And what I really like is if you're ever on a road trip and you got 4 people chilling back here, the front is just right up there. It's not super far away, and these really slick velvet curtains actually ride on a track that goes all the way around, right up against the windshield, so you can go total blackout in here and have complete privacy. So I don't know if you could tell, but the guy who did this has good taste, and he continued the bathroom theme by putting that wallpaper on the insides of all of the doors and drawers. I mean, what a party, huh? And I love these latches too, by the way. So you stick your finger in there and there's a latch and you just open it and this is what's going on. Isn't that sweet? Just little things that, you know, are different on this side of the pond. One upgrade he did do is a live edge. I believe this is a cypress slab countertop, but he kept the original appliances here, and it's also got a propane fridge installed along with a propane furnace. And like I was saying before, you don't have to go around to get into the bathroom. You just pop that open and there's your full bathroom with the toilet, sink, and a shower. And look at that cute little mirror. Coming across here, we've got the electrical panel. And it's really amazing to me. So this is a camper that is exactly 40 years old. And this breaker and distribution system, it just blows anything you'd find in an American camper out of the water. We've got our main AC power inlet here, which runs this AC breaker and powers this AC receptacle. Over here, we've got our DC distribution panel with fuses for everything here. Water, what do we got? We got the fridge, lighting, water pump. I don't know what that one is. And then this is for an outlet here. We've got our tank levels. We've got our voltmeter here that tells us our relative battery health. And then some really nice Italian words on these buttons, and I have no idea what they do. So, but I love that panel. It's just super clean. It's really nice. Rounding things out on the van, I've just got to give you a little peek at the undercarriage because you know I hate rust, and this thing, it looks brand new. Check this out, okay? We'll start here. Look at these sills on the door. I mean, holy smokes, just perfect. And then if we go under here, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that undercoating, I mean, it's like brand new. Everything about this thing is so smoking. No rust anywhere. The tires are perfect. And the guy was so nice. He just came and he dropped it off. He knew, he'd heard about what I do for a living because it's a really small town and this residency is kind of a big deal. And he was like, oh, I got to bring it by. This guy's going to love it. And so he dropped it off a week ago, showed me how everything works, and just left me the keys and said, enjoy it. And the worst part is he said it's for sale. And so now I'm trying to figure out the logistics of putting this on a boat and shipping it back to America because a guy fell in love, you know, came to Italy, fell in love with the machine, you know, because that's how I'd go. Anyways, I think I'm going to wrap things up here. That's, you know, just a little story about a machine I fell in love with in Italy. I've been having a great time out here. I probably won't do a video about the residency because it's something that feels really personal to me, but thanks for tuning in on this unique tour video. And I promise I'll be getting back on my regular video schedule in the coming weeks. If you like this stuff, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.